Preferences. Let us look at the meaning of preferences. Preference means you pay a lower rate of import or lower rate of import duty, or we call it custom duty, or levy or charge, or none on your goods. To get preference, you must show that the goods have met certain origin rules, and to do so you need to present a custom valid preference document. Therefore, in international trade, preference allow you to import or export goods at a lower or nil rate of custom duty or levy and charge. So we can say that preference allows import or export at a lower or nil rate of custom duty and the other charges. The rate of duty payable depends on 1. Type of goods, 2. Whether import or export, 3. Where the goods are deemed to have come from, that is the originating country, and 4. Their destination. In case of Nigeria, it is the preference agreement that is applicable across Equalized countries that Nigeria is using. In terms of countries concerned, because Nigeria belongs to Equalized, which is an economic bloc, that means the country concerned will be those countries that are in Equalized. We will have the same preference agreement. But there are other preference agreements that Nigeria entered into, being a developing country under the World Trade Organization. That means the country concerned can be ECOWAS countries and non-ECOWAS country. So the ECOWAS countries include Republic of Benin, Burkina Faso, Cape Verde, Côte d'Ivoire, Gambia, Ghana, Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, Mali, Niger, Senegal, Sierra Leone, Togolese Republic, and Nigeria. So that means when we are looking at the countries concerned, it may be ECOWAS countries, that's 1. Then 2, there will be non-ECOWAS countries, e.g. developing countries. Preferences, as explained earlier on, can be in terms of the country concerned, that is when you belong to the same economic bloc, e.g. ECOWAS countries. It can be in terms of the origin, the rules of origin, that is where the goods is coming from. Preference can be in terms of free circulation, warehousing, documentation, re-exporting, and transportation rules. So we are going to look at all these things one by one. So first, let us look at the eligibility of a preference. ECOWAS member states have multiple free trade agreements, which is called FTA, or Economic Partnership Agreement, EPA, which is in place with West African countries, that is among themselves as an economic bloc. They have FTA and EPA. In general, the agreement enables preferential importing and exporting conditions to be placed on goods that meets prescribed rules of origin. The FTA and EPA are constantly evolving, with countries graduating from one scheme to another. Now, the following agreements relate only to goods imported into ECOWAS country. Number 1, the generalized system of a preference under the ECOWAS country and other developing countries. 2, generalized system preference plus extend to lower tariffs. Then, everything but arms give export to at least developing countries, to the least developing countries, or low developing countries. Now, to be eligible for preferences under any of these agreements, you must have one, the goods must have met the prescribed rules of origin. 2, you must provide valid preference documents. Valid preference documentation. Then 3, you must ensure that the goods satisfy the rules about transportation. Ensure that the goods satisfies the rules about transportation. The first thing here is the certificate of origin. Now let us look at the concept of origin. Origin is the economic nationality of goods in international trade. There are 2 kinds of origin. 1, non-preferential origin, and 2, preferential origin. The non-preferential origin confers an economic nationality on goods, and it is used for determining the origin of the product, subject to all kinds of commercial policy measures. E.g., that is type of commercial policy measures that is subject to includes anti-dumping measures, quantity restriction measures, tariff quotas, etc. It is also used for statistical purposes and other provisions, such as those related to public tenders or origin marking, are also linked to non-preferential origin of the product. Then the second one is a preferential origin, which confers certain benefits on goods traded between particular countries, e.g., entry at a reduced or zero rated of duty. Now the rules of origin are as follows. To implement, that is, the rules of origin are used to implement measures and instruments of commercial policy, such as anti-dumping duties. 2, it is used to safeguard whether imported goods shall receive most favored nation. The most favored nation is called the MFN, most favored nation treatment, or preferential treatment. And like I said earlier on, it is used for the purpose of trade statistics and application of labeling and marking requirements. And also it is used for government procurement. And when you have a certificate of origin, then your goods will be treated with a it will be treated as a special case. Free circulation. Goods that enter the custom territory of ECOWAS countries from a non-ECOWAS country are referred to as non-community goods. Before these goods can be marketed within ECOWAS community, they should first be released into free circulation, because goods produced by ECOWAS countries or ECOWAS members are given free circulation preference. So before the goods can be sold, it must have a free circulation status. That now leads us to the definition or the explanation of free circulation. A goods will be given a free circulation preference if it is from an ECOWAS country, or if the goods has been given a free circulation status by a member of the ECOWAS. Before these goods can be marketed within ECOWAS, they should first be released into free circulation, and that means there should be a declaration. A declaration should be filed for the goods. 2. Certain formalities should be fulfilled when the declaration is made, such as submitting invoice and keeping the goods available for inspection by customs. 3. Import duties or export duties owed should have been paid. Then 4. The declaration process should involve a checks as to whether the goods comply with the regulation in the area of safety, health, the economy, and the environment.